Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing our single player playthrough on 1.1. Yes. So, if you went here last time, we gotten a little bit more done on our supercomputer factory, the bottom portion of it anyway. I got the platform started with the fifth train station, as well as we finished up the little through line on our grasslands loop, which is looking pretty spectacular, so I'm pretty happy with that as well. So today's plan is to continue work on this intersection as well. And I'm still sick, so we're still gonna kind of be meh, as we would put it. But let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are over at our supercomputer factory. So like I said, yeah, I am still sick. I am getting over it though. Luckily, I'm finally starting to kick its butt rather than it kicking my butt. My brain's still not fully active yet, and of course I'm still hopped up on flu medication and all that stuff. So that's fun. But yeah, so my point today is to hopefully get quite a bit more work done on this particular build. I knew this build was going to take us like all week. Even with me not being sick, it was going to take us all week, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there is a lot to be done here. So, just kind of... let's go ahead and swap over to our hover pack here. There we go. Bye. We did a little bit of walling on this side. Got some of it done, as well as we got the train station down here finished. This dude's still wandering around, but so the trains come in order to export. The trains come in from the intersection here. Oh, am I missing a rail? Oh, that's why that train doesn't come back the other way. Oh, so I've been having a high-speed train that goes over to our radio control units factory. It's been taking this as a shortcut, but I was like, it always goes this way, but it never comes back. And now I figured out why. Okay. I am missing a rail right here. That does make sense. It would have never been able to come back, but now I can. So if it ever calculates to come back this way, it will. But yeah, we went ahead and put this in place as well. We got a little divot for the walkway here up against the rail line. We did a little bit of walling on the inside here. We are eventually going to put lights in the bottom of this so that we can see down here. Most of it's going to be walled off, so that it's all, you know, kind of encased, this bottom rail line. Actually kind of interesting, because the train comes in here, right, and then it goes underneath these two rails to exit, and the train does fit, by the way, as we demonstrated yesterday. Yeah, the train does fit in that particular section. So okay, so something I figured out as well while I was before I started today, while I was getting ready to prepare today, I'm like, I should probably figure that out. So I went ahead and figured out exactly what we're going to need. I don't know where to put it though. Where should I put it? There's got to be a spot out of the way that I can put this, at least for now. Actually, down here would probably be a good spot. Yeah, let's put it down here. That'll just work. We're going to go ahead and put down our signs for our supercomputer factory, so we know exactly what we're going to be needing. I've also been having trouble with the for some reason, after I added this, because last time we had finished this this rail line going down this way to connect to the other side. We turned that T intersection into a four-way junction, and in a very big way. And for some reason, it has caused an issue with my train lines going into these factories, or with my trains going into these factories. The Copper Sheets train in particular, for some reason, refuses to path. I did go ahead and fix it, and I'll show you what I fixed here real quick. Yeah, see, there's our... Yeah, we turned it into a four-way intersection. Pretty big one. The train damn near fits. The trains damn near fit into the entire intersection, which is crazy. That's a pretty big intersection. This intersection is actually so big that the straight rail lines going across this way, I have actually had to split into two pieces because the train, there's that high-speed train taking that way as a shortcut. Yep, it likes to take that way now. But yeah, it's so long that the rail line isn't able to connect to this other side without splitting it into two. So yeah, that roughly tells you how big this intersection is. When we go over here, I think I might have fixed it. Yeah, I've definitely fixed it. I actually had to get rid of this path signal right here. There was a path signal right here that went up to this intersection. And for some reason, it was only one train, and it was the Copper Sheets train. The Copper Sheets train would come to this intersection, and it would not path through the intersection no matter what. And as soon as what I do is I go over here and just change this to a path signal, and then it would path right through it, going through this intersection just fine. I have no idea why it was doing that, but I think I might have fixed it. So I just removed the two signals that were up here and just changed this one right here to a path signal. So basically, this entire thing going all the way through here is an intersection now. That seems to have fixed it. But yeah, I kept having issues with that, and then of course it would block up this entire half of the Grasslands loop, which all the trains would get caught up in it, like a massive traffic jam. It's just the trains do weird things sometimes, and sometimes you just don't know what weird thing it's going to do until it does it, and then it's like, okay, fine, I'll just do it. Because what I first did was I first changed the path signals that path all the way through to a block signal so that it couldn't do that, which did not fix it, unfortunately. That did not fix it, so then I just removed the path signal, or removed those two signals that were right up against that junction entirely, and that seemed to have fixed the pathing issue. Again, don't know what was causing it, even with my 1,000 hours or more. If I had to guess, I'd say I probably have roughly around actually might remove these right here. But if I had to guess, I'd say I probably have roughly around 1,500 or so hours working with trains exclusively. So, I know all their tricks and whatnot. Well, at least I thought I did. Sometimes you find out some more. Yeah, I think I might end up removing this right here. This might be causing issues. Actually, hold on. Let's split the main intersection, but let's have this intersection as all the same one. Yeah, that could potentially cause issues later. So let's do it this way. Of course, that's going to break our intersection for a second. Yeah. Because now the entry types are conflicting. Yeah, that should fix it. Okay. This line green now is all... Yep. Okay, that works. Yep. So now what they can do is they can path through this signal and this signal at the same time if they're going straight through, which works because they need to be the ones going all the way through. That way there's no slowdown. Because they are on the main stretch. If they're going all the way through, they're like the main highway, and then you've got the two branching off highways that are not as important, that don't have as high speed, or they're just not as important in general because they come from side streets or whatever. That's kind of like the giveaway signal. Okay. Anyway, working on this. Back over here. Now that we're done screwing around over there, let's go back over here and let's place our signs. Okay. And again, like I said, you'll have to forgive the monotone. I mean, I know I'm monotoned anyway, but I'm especially monotone. Being sick and all. It really does suck, I'll tell you. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alrighty, so I think, yep, now we've got our calculations in place. So now we can go ahead and get working on the tower. So we know so basically the whole idea of me figuring this out was to figure out how many machines I needed. Because figuring out how many machines I needed basically lets me know how many sides of the tower I need to be making. It was going to come down to it. It was either going to be a 6-sided tower or an 8-sided tower. And I wasn't really sure which, but it looks like 6 sides it is. We could go up to an 8-sided tower, but I think a 6-sided tower would probably be the best. With that particular build. Alrighty, so now we need to go ahead and pull out our blueprinter. I guess what we could do is we could also I could also get the train set up to where they start bringing in material. Might do that as well here in a little bit. Alright. So blueprinter special. Okay, we'll have to push it up. Get it above these train stations. There we go. Alrighty, so basically all my base is going to be, and I'll give you just a little bit of an example here. I'm going to custom build this, but all my base is going to be is like this, right? So zoop, and I'm just going to go up like this. With frames, essentially. So kind of like a tower, just a framed tower all the way to the top. And I'm going to build it out of beams. We're going to be using the painted beam, of course, because that's really the only one we can color. We could use a combination of these two. I'll play with it a little bit. That sounds wrong. And we'll see what works and what doesn't. You know how that goes. Experimentation. But yeah, basically I'm just going to build a tower that sort of looks like this, but I'm going to put it into a blueprinter. So we're going to do a 6-sided tower, and I'm going to see if I can fit it within this design right here, because the elevator is going to be in the middle. So that's how I'm going to make that happen. We'll have the elevator in the middle going up, but it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a really tall tower. I'll try to get the elevator to go as tall as it can. And then maybe we'll sit with that. I'm not really sure what to do, though. We'll see what happens. So, all right, let me get that done real quick, and then, yeah. And then we'll move on. Alrighty, so after a little bit of time, I think I finally have my blueprint ready to go. I decided to go with an 8-sided rather than a 6-sided. It just was a lot easier to build. Oh, I'm going to remove this beam here. I'll remove that beam right there. But yeah, so this is what I've decided to do. Now, the tower I had in mind was going to be with white pillars and stuff like that. But I couldn't decide on the color, but I finally settled on blue. I was going to go orange because the supercomputers are orange and black, but too many buildings around here are, well, black and orange. We got black and orange there. We got black and kind of whitish off-white there. We got black and green. We have black and blue over there. We've got kind of black and green there. We've got, black and blue over there, black and yellow, black and purple, black and yellow-ish, just kind of everywhere. So it's like, I need something that kind of stands out from the rest of it. So it's just like, oh, okay, we'll go white beams, and then we need a color. So I was just like racking my brain. I finally settled on blue because, well, the channel colors are blue and white. So or white and blue, mainly white. That is the primary color. Then the, because white stone, and then you've got the blue, which is the interior of the crystal, essentially. It's kind of my idea of it. But yeah, so I decided to settle on the blue, and I think this will work pretty well to stand out for this particular build and whatnot. And I've been testing around with this. This actually took me a little bit to build. It's actually in a full meter on all the sides, which works pretty darn well. Now, unfortunately, the sides aren't all equally the same. These ones, if you're going to notice that this one is slightly smaller than this side, which is kind of unfortunate. But once we get to the top, then the sides will probably be bigger, roughly. But this is the sizing of the tower. We'll have the elevator here in the center, and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm still kind of sick, so yeah. Just and then I was down here testing out the sizing and stuff. It's like, okay, how big of a tower can we build in the center here? And it needs to be a fairly decent size, because the top portion is going to be a fairly decent size as well. It's going to be much bigger, of course, once it gets to the top, but this is essentially the blueprint. Now, I was thinking about having this base like this at the bottom, but I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same. And again, apologies for my voice. It's actually gotten worse all of a sudden. Yeah, so essentially the 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, yeah, 2. There's a lot of lag, of course. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of plates and quartz crystal to build each section of this. That's going to be insane. I might be heading over to the quartz crystal factory and grabbing a train of quartz, which is something I haven't done before, but I think also before we move on, let me remove this centerpiece. So the tower itself is going to be kind of hollow in the center. I was thinking about making it a bit thicker, but I was just like, this is already too much work. I've spent about 2.5 hours on this design. I've kind of rebuilt it a few times, as well, as I usually like to do. We start off with an idea, and then we slowly build it and build and build and build it until we get something we're happy with. That's kind of what I've been happy with. So yeah, like I said, the elevator is going to be in the center. I think the elevator will have we might have a blueprint or something or another. I was thinking about a solid core in the center, kind of like the solid core of the supercomputer. We could have a solid core in the center of the tower itself, covering up the elevator. I think that could be pretty cool. But yeah. And then, of course, yeah, so I removed that, and then what I'm going to do... takes forever. Then we're going to make this into a 4. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to make myself a train. And we're gonna go grab an entire train's worth of quartz crystal. 3, 4, 5. They really need another set of upgrades for the dimensional depot when you get into phase 5, because I've kind of hit that point where it's just like, well, crap. Let's go ahead and edit our timetable here. So quartz crystal export, and then we want one of these stations. I don't really care what the station is. Probably that one. Save changes. Turn on self-driving. There we go. This way we don't cause a train crash. There has been a few trains that have taken this place, or taken the way through here. I've seen a quick-wire train come through here, and of course the high-speed train. I think that's it so far. Yeah, we'll take a ride over to the quartz crystal factory and get ourselves a train. I was gonna say a truckload. It's a train load of quartz crystal. So it should be fun. Alrighty, and here we are. Haven't been over here in quite a while, actually. Over at the quartz crystal factory. Need some lights. Yeah, this was before the 1.0 or the 1.1 update where we added elevators. So, yeah. So we'll grab a full train load of quartz crystal. Okay. Yeah, it has been a while, hasn't it? It's very dark in here. I need to add some lighting eventually. At least I put in some ceiling windows. Some skylights. There we go. There's our quartz crystal export, or import. Or quartz import, sure, for raw quartz. Great place to build a quartz factory, though. I do miss being over here. Alright. And back we go. Alrighty, so we're finally over here. We're back over here anyway. I sent another train out to go and get me some iron plate. Self-driving here. Accessible storages. So now what I can do is now it's mostly quartz crystal, so we're going to grab mostly quartz crystal and go back over to this train, and we can grab ourselves some iron plates, and then we can finally, hopefully, be able to put down this blueprint here. We're going to remove this blueprint here. Oh, I can't though. Yeah, clear blueprint designer. Come on, here. Jeez. The blueprinter is not happy. I wouldn't be happy either. My game is so broken. Some days. Oh, wow. And I bet we still ended up with a box. We did. We still ended up with a box. That's insane. That is a lot of material. Damn. There you are. Okay. Okay, and then we should be able to put down at least one. So blueprints, 2. Alrighty. So I think what I'm gonna do, because it's in one, right? I hit the H key. I hate when it does that. When I hit the H key, but it doesn't register because it's lagging so much. It's not great. Because we're going to go up 2. Or should we just not go up at all? Not going up at all would allow us to run belts and stuff. Of course, also going up would allow us to pull belts out of the floor. Because we could have these belts go into the base. Yeah. Okay. Holy crap, that lag. We might have went a little too crazy on this one. Oh, okay, wow. It just, everything went blue over here. Excuse me. No, you stuck. Whatever. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll take our walls here. Sorry about my voice. I can't do anything about it. I know it's starting to sound really bad for some reason. It just decided, bleh, we're done today. So yeah, we'll do walls all the way around. And then what this will do is this will give us permission to clip the belts into the base here. Of course, we're gonna have to do some crazy modification, I think, to make this work. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this beam at the bottom on each side, because we're gonna have our staircase here to get us up to this point. Like I said, there's going to be an elevator in the exact center. Which way should we face the elevator? Should we face this way? This way? We could face it this way. We'd also face it this way. Or we're going to face it this way. Why not? Because reasons, that's why not. Okay, so we'll face it. Wait, which way is the easiest to pull power from? Neither way is easy because the power poles. Okay, yeah, we'll just face it this way then. Now let's go as high as we can go. And that's how tall our tower's gonna be. Oh boy. That is a very tall tower. That's as high as we can go, realistically. We can't go any higher than that. Although, that is... Hold on. I have an idea. Let's connect this to power. And let's ride it all the way to the top. Oops. Alright, up we go.
Thank you for exposing yourself to the soothing ambiance of a fix-it elevator today. I hope you feel refreshed.
If there weren't so many windows. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're not taller. Damn. I really wish I could go higher. Yeah, to be honest, it should go up as high as you want it to go. I don't see why there has to be a limit cap on this. Like, is there a very specific reason that we can't go any higher? Or is it just because they wanted to put a limit on it? Whatever. We'll build up to that point, and then we'll see what happens. We may have to have, oh jeez. Bye. Oh, you know what I should have built with a blueprint? I should have built, connecting... well, actually, we could do it down the center. It's fine. Okay. Oh, did I not? Didn't I remove this? Crap, that means the other blueprint's gonna have it, isn't it? Oh, we need to grab some plates. Yeah, grab some plates. Grab some quartz crystal. I should have grabbed more quartz crystal than plating, but whatever. As long as we can place the next... I can't believe it's taken this much. It's taken so much just to get it. No, it's not on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have to nudge it down half. I'm fine with that. Oh my gosh, my steel beams. No. Do I need a train of steel beams as well? Holy crap. Love how long I have to wait. Yeah, I might send a train out just to get steel beams as well. Because, man, that's a long wait time. Wait, that's not even centered. Uh-oh. This one is centered. Why is the other one not centered? So do I have to do this blueprint each time and just remove the concrete? You know what? We might have to. Well, yeah. We might have to do that. Hold on. Let's remove this real quick. Well, crap. Because we can't put the blueprint back now. Well, we can, actually. I don't know if the elevator is going to be a problem. Alright, let's remove this blueprint real quick. I'm not going to have enough in my inventory. That's fine. Oh, are we even centered? Oh, we're not even centered. Oh. Oops. Like we're not even centered, man. Oh boy. Yeah, so the elevator has to go away too. That's fine. Yeah, I did not realize this. Okay. Alright, so special blueprinter. Lag the heck out of my game, please. Thank you very much. I was hoping that the that not having the foundation there would have leveled it out, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Load number 2. Yeah, because number 2 has a spot on here. You know what we might have to do? I have it. Okay, I know what we need to do. Don't worry about the trains. Oh. Oh, the stator train is also using that method. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put this up so that we have a way to... Yeah. I don't mind removing the concrete in the center. Do I? Do I mind that? I don't know if I mind that or not. I don't know if I mind that. Because if we put this and we just overlap it each time. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll save this blueprint. Once my game catches up with itself. Oh, I forgot to remove that beam, didn't I? Or did I remember this time? I remembered this time. Okay, cool. And what this will do is this will allow the blueprint to be... it allowed the blueprint to be centered as well as at the correct height so that it always goes to the exact same height each time. Yeah, because the beam connectors are the issue on the bottom here. They're causing it to go up 0.5 meter, and it's causing major issues. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave that bottom piece in the center there. Then we're going to save this as 4. I might have to run a temporary power line up the top so I can actually place the pieces. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so let me get this tower placed and then we'll see how everything looks. Should look okay. Alrighty then, so, I think I might have went a little bit insane. just a tad bit. Just a tad bit insane. So I decided that I wanted enough sections to do 2 full tall elevators, pretty much. I mean, they're like 100, I think they're 190 meters rather than 196. Yeah, like I said, I might have went a little crazy. So we look at the tower here. Wait for this train to go by. Ruining the atmosphere. So we go up, and up, and up, and up, and up. Yeah, like I said, I might have went a little bit crazy. There's 24 sections in total. Each section, we'll say each section costed 1,900 quartz crystal. Take that times 24. That is 45,600 crystal. A quartz crystal I've used, and we take the 1,800. I mean, obviously I used a little more, but 43,000 plates as well. Yeah, just to build this. And then the beams, there's like 700 beams or so in each section. So yeah, it did, I did go a little crazy. 24 sections, or 25 sections in total, because the 25th section is one where we're going to put the manufacturer. So we're going to belt all the materials all the way up this top of this tower and put the manufacturers at the very, very top. So I wanted to view all the biomes from the top of this tower, but once I hit section 25, I went, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous of how tall this thing is. Obviously, I don't want it to be too tall because we want our base tower or base skyscraper to be the tallest, but from up here, you can see quite a bit. You can see the you can see the wire and cable factory towers over there. You can see our aluminum plant up there. Obviously, you can see all these. You can even see our power plant over there with our dock with all the containers. I love how you can't see the train stations from here. It's very interesting. The train station's LED doesn't load in from this far away. But you can see the oil tower over there. I wanted this to be the tallest thing that we've built so far, other than the space elevator itself, of course. The space elevator tower that we're going to be building around that thing. And then, of course, you've got the you've got that tower, and then you've got the nitrogen tower, and then you've got the heat sinks, and then the cooling systems, and then the 5 over arch bridge over there as well. So yeah, you can see quite a bit from up here. I think this would be the coolest thing to be able to have in the center. So unfortunately, though, we have hit our oh, did I get rid of the foundation up here? Crap. That's okay. We have hit the end of our episode for today. So next time we're going to continue to build this. We're going to build this out, and then we're going to put our manufacturers up here. And we're going to have a single belt for each material, of course, because we're not really producing all that much. But I think our supercomputer is being built all the way up here, as well as it being like a viewing platform to be able to view most of the world from up here, which is a pretty cool idea. So, but yeah, I definitely wanted it to be the tallest thing around, and now we definitely are. We are the tallest. I think we are one of the tallest things other than the space elevator itself. And of course, you can see just how tall that northern desert is. It's crazy just how tall it is, because those towers are probably around this tall, if roughly. So, and they're still taller than us, which is crazy. But yeah, anyway, like I said, that is going to be it for this episode. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.